I have no respect for Democrats, but I have even less respect for people that moonlight as Republicans and allow this delusion that your retirement system has any validity. I'm sorry, all you've given me is the retirement system for the last 3 years, and it sucks. It's horrible. It's going to get you killed. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I want nothing to do with your bullshit pretense at politicking. You've both failed miserably. Morally failed, materially failed, spiritually failed on every fucking level. Both the Democratic and Republican parties have failed. And I can't do anything about that. You guys allowed a Democratic candidate years ago to retaliate against me for finding out about illegal activities that were happening on a large scale level. You used directed energy weapons to try to tear me down. I acknowledged that I was being subjected to directed energy weapons. You guys lied and said that it was about me having a mental illness, and then proceeded to sabotage my life so that it could be distributed to somebody else who used it poorly. The second time you tried to do that, I called you on your bluff. I've proven everything, and none of you has the courage to acknowledge that, even to this day. There are people rioting in the streets as part of long-term deals that none of you have taken responsibility for, and you are completely unprepared for what is coming this fall, and nobody's being honest about it. I'm pretty certain that if you don't completely repudiate your alleged party affiliation by the end of September, that you're just not going to see any mercy. And you don't seem to give a shit about somebody from within your own country actually trying to be even keeled here. You've already thrown in your lots, and there's only 300 million people in the United States. It is completely disproportionate abuse of the rest of the world's resources. You understand that 20% of China, the entire population of China, if they just were willing to write off 20%, if they were willing to engage in the hedging strategy that the United States government committed to with the CARES Act and the Small Business Administration, and they just decided to terminate their small businesses for 2 years, they could completely destroy every single person in the United States, bury our bodies or burn them, and take our land, our fertile land, and use it to their desire. And there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't. We won't even do what we need to do, to be honest, to protect our children. And in the course of trying to gain leverage, we have literally promulgated that model onto the rest of the world, and nobody will be honest about it. We are less than 20% of China. They can afford. They can afford that. That's the kind of economy we've developed. You guys in Congress, you set it up. It's right there in the goddamn fucking CARES Act. You fucking made the entire country into a hedge fund. What happens if somebody else makes this hedge? You didn't make this hedge, Congress. Tomorrow is 20 days after May 16th. Tomorrow morning is 20 days after May 16th. You already know by now what a 20-day mark means. 3 times in 1 week. 3 times in 1 week. You let your retirement system that's completely bankrupt trump actual national security. You lost the hedge. And there's nothing I can do about that, because it would be fraud and it's not going to hold up. I told you guys, you cannot do something as well as somebody else can. If they're going to be forthright and honest and let you know up front, plausible deniability only takes you so far. And I don't know what else to say.